Hello, it's Edward Earl, CEO Growth Team here with Rasmussen Iron Works and Solaire Grills at the HPBA show, and I want to welcome to the show Val Romero.
How you doing?
Thanks for coming out and being with us.
My pleasure.
Give me an idea of the name of the organization, what you guys do, and kind of how it all got started.
Company name, Arizona Grill and Hearth. I actually got started in the industry working for somebody back in 1995.
Okay.
Didn't want to be a fireplace or barbecue guy. I needed a job. So I got involved with that, and then I realized in our market there wasn't a lot of knowledge and experience in those things.
Right.
So it became a little bit more fun and exciting because now I was becoming an expert on fireplaces, on grills,
right,
and things of that nature, and people would come to me for my knowledge, and it made me feel good. I ended up working for a couple other companies before I went out on my own with the intent to start my own company. In a year after I left one company, I knew I was going to be starting my own.
What made you go from not necessarily that employee circumstance, but what made you want to transition into owning your own organization? Did you see a lot of gaps that weren't being filled?
I saw a lot of things that weren't being done as I was familiar or I was comfortable with, and there could be things that could be done better. I wanted to represent the industry a little bit stronger because I did have that talent, and I felt I was capped off on what I could do. I was at that point, there wasn't going to be much more money involved, and I could do things better.
And no ability to make the decisions to innovate where the customers really in the marketplace demanded it.
Right.
So it makes a big difference when you're running your own show. So you guys are based where?
Tucson, Arizona.
Tucson, Arizona. And how many shops?
We've got one shop. It's an 1,800 square foot shop, and it's actually the old building I used to work into. It's been vacant for about a year, and I just happened to drive on by. It was rent was available, so we're still getting a lot of residual customers because 20-some years beforehand, it's always been a fireplace and barbecue shop. So things like that have helped me out. You know, Fortune has kind of just,
right,
also helped out. Not, some of it, a lot of it's work, but
right,
there's the other good fortune that comes along with it too.
Well, I know when we were talking just off the side before the interview started, you were talking a lot about your philosophies in business, and obviously, you just look around the show, the competitive environment here is unbelievable. I mean, everything from you've got innovation coming on, and then within a short period of time, those products are getting knocked off. You've got the Asian contingent that's coming in. Not that that's necessarily good or bad, it's just your environment is extremely competitive, and then you've got the economic shrink for a while. How does that impact your guys' organization?
To be honest with you, it doesn't. And I know people use the word competition, but I don't look at it that way. I look at it as other companies sell similar products that I do. But I know we do a better job, so put me toe-to-toe with somebody else, I'm very confident that we're gonna prevail as far as that goes. I don't, I guess you have a competitive nature to a point,
sure,
but at the same time, we're small enough industry that I want to work well with everybody, especially local in my town. All the different manufacturers that we have here, yes, they're conflicting products and stuff like that,
sure,
but we're a small enough industry. We need to support each other in this whole thing. So I don't look at it as competition. I just look at it, how do you shine through? How do you make yourself different? And that's what I've been trying to do, or that's what I've been doing, is
right,
make myself different. I don't want to blend in. I want to stand out.
Yeah, well, and there's so many dynamics to not just buying a product for the aesthetic reasons. There's a lot more dynamics that go on with that product purchase, from the service end, the warranty end, just dealing with the people that own the organization. How do you guys really differentiate yourself? Because I agree, in having conversations with you prior to this, you guys really do stand out in the competitive environment that you're in. It's not really competition to you once people know who you are. But what have you done to really make your organization shine?
A lot of things, I guess, is the marketing aspect of it. And that is something really, really important to do. I know a lot of people, because of our new economy, they say we got to pull in the reins and we can't
sure,
spend money here, do this, do this. That's the time when you're going out and spending money on these things because
absolutely,
nobody else is doing it. So I market through everything that I need. Black shirt I get, my logo goes on it. I got a black car,
yeah,
and my logo's going on it. We've also instead of doing like little handouts, to hand out to people, we put together a community newspaper that we hand out. It's a 12-page color newspaper. We sell advertising spots on it as well, and we get customers or people that want to put articles on there, helpful information, making it a community magazine or newspaper, making it something where a customer wants to pick it up. And then right there, it's the Arizona Grillsette is the name of our newspaper. And we have Arizona Grill and Hearth, a couple places throughout the newspaper to make sure people know who we are.
And you're distributing that from a lot of different places, whether it's doctor's offices, just about everywhere.
Mechanic shops, hairstylists, delis, wherever there's people that can go there, coffee shops, whatever the case may be, where people have a place so they can sit down, take time to do it.
Right. How do they perceive that when you come in and you say, hey, we've got this newspaper?
Well, they're usually pretty receptive, and the ones that aren't, this is something I'm doing as well, I'm asking people that we've been doing on a continual basis. It's like, hey, do you mind if we put in a little box in the bottom, Arizona Grow's it, distributed at, Carl's Jr., Jack Brewer's Hire Center, whatever the case may be, so people know where to find it, and then that puts their name out there as well, too. So at that point, they go, well, heck, I'm getting a little value from it as well because my name's on something, and I'm not paying for that. People know where to come, and maybe if someone's looking for that, they'll know where to find the next one.
Yeah, and so marketing really is a big differentiator when it's all said and done.
Yes, it is. It's one of the, and that's, I don't know, I for some reason, it's just been coming to me. I didn't know I had it. But then the other thing that I've done is my business philosophy. It's actually the spirit of aloha. Went over to Hawaii a few times and didn't really understand aloha, hello, goodbye, I love you, etc., etc. And then I did something a little bit more involved about it. It's even on the back of all my business cards. And it's just basically how you treat people in this world. And what you give out, you're not going to get back from that person, but you gave out, it's going to come back to you from who knows where. But it's about giving, respecting, loving, one another, and that's something else that we're doing. We're promoting, aloha. That's how we answer the phone. Aloha. Thanks for calling Arizona Grill and Hearth.
Yeah.
That's also been, and a lot of people say, well, you can't win with that business philosophy. Yeah, it's a dog eat dog. You got to be aggressive at this, that, and the other thing. So I tried it. It was okay. It wasn't me.
Yeah.
And once I went into that about 2 years ago, these last 2 years have been my best. We have just grown and flourished, and it's been awesome. It's
kind of funny as I interview other CEOs that have been very successful in the industry, whether it's in the great times or surviving and even thriving in the economic crisis that we've had, it's very similar themes. It's let's care and love the people that we serve, which extends to not only how we treat them on the phone, but how we approach them in our marketing and advertising, the types of products so that we carry, the way that we service and warranty those products. It really does start right here with a philosophy that comes from this area, not necessarily this area looking at the bottom line, because that always does take care of itself. Yeah. So, you guys have seen that, improving it.
Yep, it's definitely the passion aspect of it.
So, why the passion for this? How did that, you know what I mean? That's everybody's got passions. You always kind of wonder, where did it come from? How did this really become a passion for you?
I think a lot had to do with my mentor in the industry. His name was Dick Ebert. He owned Dick's Gas Grills and Lights, where I first got the job, and he kind of, his big thing was, it doesn't matter if the customer wants a regulator for a barbecue grill, or they want the $5,000 barbecue grill. You treat everybody the same. And then also, because our industry, or in our area, there's not a lot of experts. I had an opportunity to shine and become an expert with about 17 years experience now in the industry. Yeah. Again, it wasn't what I planned. I never, when I was growing up, man, I want to be the fireplace barbecue guy.
Exactly. But that wasn't your career path.
It wasn't my career path,
years of age.
And it just happened. And then just with other things, and the other thing, it's not me. I've been very, very fortunate that I've got a great support staff, crew. God brought people to me in the time that I needed them to help me in certain things, and then a lot of work has to go to them. Like right now, I don't have to be at the shop. I can be here at the show, and I know everything's being taken care of at the shop, in every aspect of it too, and they all bring out something, to the table. And that's something else I like to do. I don't want to put somebody to a job and just say, well, this is your job. What do you like to do? Yeah. Tell me what else you like to do. Yes, you can do this, you like this, but what else you like to do? Like the lady who's doing our newspaper. She went to school for that. But it's a passion for her. So for her, it's not just work. She gets excited about it. Another one of our guys that does our head sales guy on the floor for barbecues, he likes grilling. So we're working a package where you can rent a chef. You can rent a guy, go out and barbecue. It's going to cost you this much money. to rent him, you purchase food, or we'll purchase food, etc., etc. But it's something that he wants to go out and do. And I ask him, what is it you want to do, something different or special that's not just the mundane things? Let people grow. And that's something else I like to do is, how do we get you to this next level? I believe in putting back into those people in the company that show dedication to that, because from that they get excited, and it's not just, oh, I got to work. Because I remember I used to do that. I hated that. I don't want to go to a job and go, oh, I got to go to work. I want to go, I love my job, or at least I enjoy my job, and these are the reasons why. Yeah, some days are stressful, but all in all, I can go home and say, honey, I did this today, or whatever the case may be.
And it's true. And even at the big corporate level, 3M was famous for entrepreneuring. They allowed people to flourish and develop, and that's where most all of their significant innovations come from their employees. And if something happens well and it tests out good, they give it a little more space, like the sticky notes that we've got, and next thing you know, they put another building together and shift that department over, and it's the same philosophy down here with what you're doing. You look at the competitive environment here at the show, so many products, similar types of products. I mean, it almost becomes redundant. Not to be negative, but I mean, there's so many beautiful things to look at. Why do you end up with Rasmussen?
Well, Rasmussen is kind of funny, because when I went out on my own, there was a lot of the other companies had exclusivity on a lot of product. So I didn't have very many choices. First of all, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So, I went and talked to Rasmussen, and then the Solaire grill, and that was my first grill line, was basically Solaire and Rasmussen, and that's kind of how I got started, to be honest with you, was with this company. Was the biggest one. And then and the biggest thing to me, and what I've been doing over the years now, it's not so much the product, because the product can be gone tomorrow.
Sure.
It's the people that represent the product, the relationships you build with the people at those companies. I'm a big proponent. I went to go see, Rhett and his crew, in Whittier, California, get a factory tour. Anytime I can get a factory tour, I go. The sales reps, I build a relationship with people.
Right.
And so even if a rep goes from this company to another company, if I keep this here, but I'm more supporting my friends.
Sure.
The people who I've built relationships with, not a product.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, all the product can be gone. It's the relationships you build with people.
Because it really is the integrity behind the organization, and I think that's one of the things, as Rhett's organization has been a part of my organization, dealing with CEOs every day. I've watched a company that really thinks about every aspect of that traveling product and where it goes to the end user, how they're going to experience it, how that situation is going to affect the retailer, how it's going to affect the service end, the distributors, all the way, and they design products knowing and understanding where that thing travels and all of the journeys that it goes on, and it makes a big difference, and then they back it up with amazing people. Mm-hmm. And that's rare, I think, a lot of times in any industry, especially nowadays, when it seems that the bottom line, without any forethought to years down the road, is seemingly the common way that most businesses approach the way they do things. And obviously you don't do things like that, so a relationship with an organization that doesn't do things like that is a really good match.
No, they've been fantastic.
How does that impact your customers?
Well, because there's the passion behind it. One of the big things are, what grill do you have? Well, we've done something a little bit different, where I have barbecue parties once a month, where the customer can actually come out to the house and try one of the grills that we sell before we buy it. So they say, well, what grill do you have? Or I got this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Which one have you had the longest? My Broil Master, but Solaire's been great. But then I'm passionate about it as well. I've cooked on the grill. I know how it cooks. It's wonderful. And that's the big thing is just sharing your experience with the customer, painting a picture for them, and then, customer service-wise, if I ever have any issues, they send in, any warranty types of things, it's taken care of. To be honest with you, with this company especially, very, very few warranty issues.
Yeah.
But I've got good support, and that's important to me. But selling the different products, and I find out what the customer wants. What's important to you first, and I ask them, what's important for you? And they want to start talking infrared, or if they just want a basic grill, whatever the case may be. That
seems another common thread for successful retailers is their approach to the customer when they walk in. Looking at that and saying, not trying to think, what can I get rid of, what's aging in my inventory, but looking at the customer and doing a legitimate needs analysis from not only just their financial aspect, but what they actually really want the grill or the hearth or whatever that is to accomplish, and digging down deep enough. I've seen a lot of themes for very successful retailers where they start to understand even some of the family objectives that a person has. Hey, I want my family to gather more together. How do I accomplish that? And that goes into the concept of the product that they end up offering, and you seem to be doing very similar things.
Yeah, you sell the experience. You know, and you got quality product, but you're selling an experience, and then just building a rapport or relationship with the customer. Because my philosophy is not just come on in, let me take your money, see you later, you know, goodbye. I want to make sure that I know that they got what they wanted to, and you know, and they were able to accomplish their experience that they wanted to. And I can sleep at night. So I don't just say, you know, I buy all this product from this company. Oh, this is why you have to buy this and push this, push this. I have my strong ones, but I find out what the customer wants.
How many the barbecue parties? Explain that. How is that received, and how do you approach that?
It's actually my third year. Was February. It was my third year, or starting my third year. And it was just something I wanted to do, a try before you buy. So I would send out email blasts to all the contacts. Landscapers, contractors, open it up to other organizations, architectural, you know, designers, whatever the case may be, and just have them come to the party. You know, I supply all the spices, sauces, seasonings, rubs, water, sodas, things of that nature. We do garlic bread and potatoes. They bring their main course. They tell me what they're looking, how they want to cook, whether it be fish, pork, chicken, etc., and we go to a certain grill and let them try it out. I've had people that have come, you know, every other month to see which grill, you know, that they want. Funny thing, one with this one couple, they come in and they go to, you know, not a plug here for Rhett, but they said, we figured it out, we're wanting the Solaire, you know. We're saving our money for the Solaire type of thing. And my mom, I have a Solaire, my brother has a Solaire, and my mom has a Solaire, and she went to one of the barbecue parties, and I said, why don't you try another grill? She goes, I don't want to ruin my food. I know how to cook on this grill, it's going to be good. But it's been very receptive. We have landscapers now bringing their potential clients to these things. They have we have fire pits going as well, so there's no electric lighting out there. I've just got fire features, torches, you know, patio fires, you know, and then all the grills going, and it's just basically a festive type of party. I'm running around. I usually do like a brisket, a tenderloin, something on the smoker. We've got smokers out there as well too. So then afterwards, we've had something. Hey, I know you probably didn't think about a smoker, but here's some basic samples, and we get it on out. And that, I've got a lot of people that have thought about it but didn't really know, and now they're a little bit more interested in the smoking aspect. I know the same thing with my mom. That's her next purchase. She's getting a smoker herself because she was able to try the food off of these things and hands-on. So that's kind of how the barbecue parties got started, and we've had anywhere from small intimate gatherings, maybe 10 to 12 people, to I think our biggest one we had about 48, 50 people. You know, cars down. Yeah, I do it at my home because our showroom doesn't have the facility, or we can't accomplish or accommodate it over there. So just do it at my home. But yeah, it's a great time.
Oh, how salesy does that get?
No,
it seems like none at all.
None. If someone's interested in the product, we'll talk about it. But that's not my thing. I'm basically host. I'm hosting this party, and you know, try these things out. I had a guy, he thought he wanted this one grill. Opened up the lid, it was too excessively hot for him when it came on back. If he would have bought that grill, that would have been something that said, I would not want a grill. Even though I made this large purchase, you know, even though you're nice and what they want to tell you, I would not buy this grill. He ended up buying another grill that didn't have that extremely high heat when he opened up the hood. Things like that have, you know, it's I don't know, it's just something else that I decided to do. No one else is doing it. That's my biggest thing. Don't follow, lead.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. You know, it's interesting. Two questions on advice. If you were to give advice to people who are consumers looking to purchase a grill and seeing all the competitive options out there, what are the things that you would advise them to do?
Well, the biggest thing is to make sure you're going to have support after the sale. Does the company you're purchasing this from have a service team? Can they get parts? Can they give you helpful tips? Are they going to be there for you after the sale? That would be the biggest thing, and that's kind of what we're trying to accomplish. Is we're building a relationship more than anything else. You know, if you just want to buy something and just go cook on it, and you're just going to have a grill, that's fine. If you're looking for an experience, let us help you try to design what it is for you. You know,
how do they know? How do they know who can give that to them? What questions would they ask?
What questions? I guess find out first of all, you know, the service aspect of things. You know, I saw something else on some grills. There's grills out there when they say, well, I've got XYZ grills. I go, oh yeah, I know what's wrong with it. And I have people that tell me that, but basically, and it's going to be hard because the salesperson is going to do what the salesperson is going to want to lead, and that's kind of unfortunate. One of the things that some customers have told me that they like is I will give them the pros and cons of the product as I've seen them, because I have serviced them, I have installed them, I have worked on them.
And you cook on them.
I cook on them, and I know all the pros and cons of these different types of things. If that's not a big issue with them, and that would be, I think, the biggest thing. Try to find out what the pros and cons are. Don't be afraid to shop around. One of our big things is we're not going to price match. We're selling more of a service to the customer. If they're looking for the least expensive thing, you know, I would hope you don't, but you're going to be paying more money in the end when you could have put a little bit more money down at the beginning. You have a grill that's going to last you 10, 15, 20 years, types of things. Just look at the quality of the product, parts, you know, look at their, how long the company's been around and the support that they have.
Well, I think the experience, I mean, in this conversation, just listening to the passion that you've got for the industry, for the people, and just the process of grilling. It's not just the grills, it's you have set your organization up, that your organization is giving the experience, even in the barbecue parties. Do you think that most retailers really have that amount of experience, not service experience, but just grilling experiences? Are they really grilling every day? Do they own and grill on the grills that they sell in their shop? Can a customer walk in and talk to a sales guy and say, what do you like most when you cook on this grill? How do you do it? Can most people have those conversations?
The people that we have in there, and that's why I've been very fortunate to have a great supporting crew, and they can, and they do, and they cook. And like even at the barbecue parties, we bring everybody on in. So they're cooking on the same grills that we're selling. So it's not like they're not cooking on something that we're not supporting or behind. But yeah, I've been very fortunate, and that would be something else. If I did bring on someone without that experience, you know what? Part of training is we're going to the house.
Yeah, no, it's really true. I remember the first time I ever bought a piano for my daughter. She was 6 at the time, and I went shopping, and I went to the Steinway place, and the Baldwin place, and the Kauai place, and I sat down. I'd never had that experience before, and I talked to the sales guy, and I thought to myself, okay, sell me benefits, features, things like that. And the guy sat down, and he started to play. Wow, could he play? And he played everything from very, seriously composed music to rock and roll, to Billy Joel, I mean, everything you could imagine. And I thought, this guy's a player. I mean, he actually knows this piano. And I don't think that's true of most folks. If you walk into a car dealership, most of the guys selling your car don't own the Toyota.
No.
You know, they walk into a jewelry store, the guys behind the counter and the guys don't own any of the jewelry.
Right.
And I think it's true of this industry too. A lot of the people you're talking to don't own this stuff, but your people have experience on this. They can have very intimate conversations about these products.
Yes, and that's kind of what we try to do, is let them use it too. And then I know one of our 1-year anniversary presents is we get the little Solaire Go Anywhere, so they can actually have a Solaire of their own. You know, it doesn't cost the company very much money on that, and it just shows we appreciate you, but we want to make sure when someone says, what grill do you have? Well, I got a Solaire. Doesn't mean it has to be the big 42-inch one, but they've got some product. If there's any product that we sell, I tell them we're going to give it to you at cost. Just go to somebody else, because I want you to experience the product.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to make anything off my employees. I want them to enjoy the product. Spices, sauces, seasonings, rubs. We brought a lot more of those things on too. I let them, buy it at cost, take it, use it, have fun with it.
Yeah.
We just recently, actually last month, and this is also in our newspaper, put in because we also sell Vent-A-Hood exhaust systems. We put in a grill, a back wall, the Vent-A-Hood cover over top of it, so we can actually grill in our showroom. And we offer on Fridays, we do it for everybody at the showroom, we barbecue on Fridays. And we let people know, hey, if you want to see how this grill works, bring something in on Friday. Have lunch over here. Tell the UPS guy, the FedEx guy. That's something else now that we're trying something new. Again, whatever I can try to do, if I don't at least try it, I don't know if it's going to work or not.
Sure.
If it doesn't work, what's the worst thing that happened? We barbecued every Friday for 5 months and and ate well on Fridays. Aloha Fridays.
Yeah, you can't lose with that approach. Advice to other retailers about success, because there's a big difference You see the guys like yourself that are succeeding in their philosophies. You see guys that are having a struggle. Then you see those guys that are complaining about the industry going different directions and people selling direct online and all kinds of things. If you were to give advice and sit down and counsel retailers or distributors or anybody in the industry that's not in your market per se, what are the keys to success?
I think the keys to success is, first of all, believing in yourself, and it's mostly attitude. It's attitude at the individual basis. If you believe doom and gloom, what's going to come in your life is doom and gloom. If you're going to say, you know what, I'm not going to participate, and that's what I did. I'm not participating in your economy. I'm participating in my new economy. And my last 2 years have been fantastic. Everybody else is crying and complaining, but again, a lot has to do with attitude. Find something that you're passionate about. It's not going to happen overnight, and you're going to stumble. But the worst thing you can do is not act. You have to act. You can't just say, well, one day I'm going to do this. You know what? Say, I'm going to do this and do that. Something else that I've done that's helped me out, every December 21st, I go out, I do what I call spreading Christmas cheer. I go to all my vendors and supply houses and landscapers and stuff like that, and I've got a goodie bag and a you've been bad bag. So they hit a button that says you've been good or you've been bad. And then I think this last year, if you were good, you got a little candy and a little small, bottle of alcohol or something like that. And the other one, you got celery and carrot, carrots and peanut butter, But on that day, after I go out and have a little bit of fun with it, I write down I take my goal list from the year before, and then I look at it. Well, I still look at it from time to time, but I look, what did I accomplish? And this last one, I was like, wow, I accomplished what I wanted in year 2 or in year 1. Well, time to write something else down. Write down your goals, because if you can just think about them, you're not putting it to substance. And that's helped me out a ton. So I've got my 1, 2, 3-year plan. And then also, don't be resistant to change. Sometimes you have to tweak things to make it a little bit better. Just because something's been working for so long and it's good, how can you improve it? That's why a lot of these manufacturers are out here. What can I do a little bit different to absolutely to do something different, change the way things are, and that's how innovation is created. But you got to be innovative within yourself as well. But act, write down the goals. That's been helpful to me. A
lot of success mentality that is a part of the executive world and the athletic world. It's very similar types of approaches when it comes to success. Just so happens to be it's in this industry with you. But the theme never changes.
No.
Any parting shots, Val?
Don't be afraid to learn new things. You don't always know everything. Don't be afraid to ask questions and always grow, as far as personally as an individual, and always be willing to try to get to the, how more can you improve yourself? Never stop improving on yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Val, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it as well.
Guys, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much.